Hello everybody, so today we're going to have a quick look at paraphrasing in academic writing. Very useful skill to have in your university writing. So let's get straight into it. First and foremost, what is paraphrasing? Well, to put it simply, you're just putting someone else's ideas into your own words, okay? So maybe you're reading a piece of text or maybe a paragraph or two of someone's writing, and you're thinking about what they've written, and then you're transferring that over into your own words. You're not copying directly word for word what someone has written. So how do we do this? So we need to rewrite. Do not change the meaning of the original text. What we mean by this is we don't want to change the meaning too much of the original text, right? Because it must have the same meaning still, right? We don't really want to alter it to the point where it's unrecognizable, right? It's talking about a total different thing, right? And also, just bear in mind that we do need to change it substantially in order to avoid plagiarizing, right? Which in other words is copying someone else's work. So you need to change the original text a certain amount, because if you don't change it a certain amount, like let's just say you're quite lazy and you're just copying and pasting blocks of text, this is plagiarism, right? You're not really paraphrasing it, you're not putting it into your own words. So try to avoid that at all costs, right? Paraphrasing is much better than using direct quotations. And what we mean by direct quotation is you're copying maybe a sentence or two directly from a writer that you want to use in your essay. By paraphrasing it, it makes it more original. And what I mean by original, it's from you, right? It's not from someone else. So it's always good to paraphrase, reword what someone has written, rather than just keep copying what they have mentioned and putting quotation marks around it, right? We want to try to make it more original. So if we have a look at this example here, we can see the original version and the paraphrased version. So key thing to remember are dates remain the same, numerical data, okay? Percentages like there, we've got 18%. We've got numbers 21 million. We don't want to change those at all. Those always need to remain the same. And also the reference, right? The source of the information must remain the same. In this case, Gulf News 2018. Now, let's look at the original version. Let's just see how different it is when we paraphrase it. So we'll look at the first part of the original version. International tourists visiting the UAE, the United Arab Emirates, spent over $21 million in 2017. So if we look at the paraphrase version, I've changed the sentences around, right? As you can see, right? Okay. And the way I've done that is I've now paraphrased that, put into my own words, changed the sentences around by saying now more than $21 million was spent by international tourists in the country in 2017. So you can see there how I kind of changed the sentences around, right? And reworded it as well, right? So always make sure that you are rewording, maybe using synonyms. You know what a synonym is. Don't forget a word of similar meaning, and change the sentences around. And that's your paraphrase. So, how to paraphrase? There are 5 easy steps to remember. Read the text several times, fully understand the meaning. So, it's like when you watch a movie once. If you watch it 2 or 3 times more, you'll get a better understanding of the storyline and the plot and what's going on, right? So try to read it more than once. Note down any key ideas or concepts, and then write your version of the text without looking at the original. So maybe put a piece of paper on the original once you've read it 2 times or 3, and then you can write your version. And then you can compare it, right? And you can see how similar or dissimilar it is, right? Okay, so let's move a little bit further. So there are 4 R's of paraphrasing. The 4 R's are reword. So can you replace any of the words with synonyms? So for example, increase, synonym of that is grow, expand or climb. So a good way to paraphrase is to use your synonyms. Rearrange. So can you rearrange any sentences or phrases around? Realize. So some information like names and dates, these can never be changed, right? Remember, I mentioned this previously with percentages or numerical data. We want to keep those the same. Now, last but not least, the 4th R is recheck. So did you include all the important information? Does it really make sense to you, what you have reworded? So just read over it. Does it make sense? Can anyone understand what you've written? So don't forget, reword. Can you replace any words with synonyms? Rearrange. Can you move words around or phrases or sentences? Realize. Some information, numerical data, percentages, names cannot be changed. And don't forget to recheck. Have you included all the important information? Can I really understand this, what I've written? Can someone else understand what I've just written? So we can see an example here of synonym use. So we can see the rising average temperature. Let's make a synonym for that. We can say increasing. Great. Let's look at driving. We can say causing. Arrivals of seasons, when seasons arrive. Effects, maybe consequences or outcomes. While, we can say even though or although. Observed changes that can be seen. And unprecedented in rate and scale, maybe unheard of in terms of speed and magnitude. So these are all great synonyms you can use to paraphrase from an original piece of text. So I recommend you use your synonyms. Let's move on to the last part here. And don't forget, after paraphrasing, always check for any mistakes. Does it make sense to you? Has the meaning of the text not changed? We don't want to change it that much that it doesn't have any meaning anymore, or the meaning is completely different. And have you included your references? Yep, and numerical data, percentages, names. We don't want to change those, right? Those need to stay the same. All right, everyone. Well, thanks for listening to this, and good luck, and stay awesome.